Hello, fam. Let me do a sound check to make sure everybody can hear me. So give me 1 second. Thank you all for being here. Let's see here. Let me take that off here. Sound check, sound check.
Are you live?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a little delay. Yeah, it's good. Okay. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you for joining me for Ship to Shore Live. I am here this Monday. As y'all can see, I got my blanket. And first of all, I did it right. Y'all can hear me, so that's good. Happy Monday. The weather's been a little crazy here in North Carolina, but we here nonetheless. Let's see who is in the chat. First of all, Kathy B, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here this Monday noon lunchtime. And then we also sit down. First of all, excuse me for a second. Sit down. Don't do that. Sit down and do what you're gonna do, but don't do that because I'm trying to entertain our people here. So you sit down and do your thing. Okay, because this is my thing. You do your thing. So thank you, Kathy, for being here.
Thank you for being a member as well.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Hey, Shiro, how are you? Good afternoon. Thank you for being here.
Hi, Shiro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being a member.
And we also have Keisha H. Thank you for being here as well. I appreciate it. And today we are talking all about MSC, and yeah, you can stay there if you want. Today we're talking all about MSC. And as you guys know, sorry, my hair is doing a little weird thing. As you guys know, we are, let's see, Shakira Patterson Nelson. Hello, hey fam, how are you? Thank you for being here. And then Team Reach Travels. Hey fam, how are you?
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank you for being
a member.
So today we're talking all about MSC and our experience with MSC and what you can expect if you are sailing on an MSC cruise. Now, we have only sailed on 2 MSC cruises, and if you are a long-standing member of Parkers on the Go, you understand why. We did not have a great start to MSC, and the reason why we didn't is because we really did not understand how to cruise MSC, and I don't think a lot of people do. So today, it is a completely different experience. So today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to actually be going over some information about MSC as if you are a very new cruiser and you've never done it. I see we have On the Go with YOLO in the chat. Hey fam, thanks for being here.
And thank you for being a member.
As well as MH Family Adventures. Hello, how are you, fam?
Thank you for being a member.
Absolutely. And they are definitely MSC cruisers. So hopefully if I miss something, they can keep me straight or give me some advice in the chat as well. And then let's see here. Okay, so we got everybody. So let's get right into it. We are on your hour today, and I want to make sure I keep us on a steady pace. So today we're doing MSC, the ultimate experience. And as you guys know, all of these, Shakira said Brandon. Hey, Kenny Elliott, how are you? Thank you for being here as well. So, as you guys know, MSC within the next 2 weeks are unveiling a new ship called the World America. And I think this is also for a good thing because it's supposed to cater more to the American market. And if you have sailed MSC, you kind of understand that this is not your typical cruise line. It is not your Carnival. It's not your Royal. It's not your Norwegian. MSC is an Italian-based cruise line, and they cruise in a completely different light than the cruise lines here in the United States. So, as you guys know, we'll get started with a little Emma.
Can you see me? I'm here, and pure wonders reached with a cleaner fuel. Can you hear me in the loudest music and in quieter propellers? Can you spot me in the lights of the show and in the shimmering sea? MSC Cruises, for a greater beauty.
So MSC is more of a sustainable cruise line. They are really, which most cruise lines are getting to the sustainability game, but MSC really focuses on that. So let's talk about their presence right now. MSC's global presence right now, they have 24 ships and they cruise to over 100 destinations. They are one of the fastest growing cruise lines right now because, let's be honest, I don't know, but for how much longer once World America comes out. But let's be honest, right now, MSC is the most affordable cruise line. And I think they have been holding that title for the past few years. So that in itself makes them one of the fastest growing cruise lines. So where other cruise lines are raising prices and lowering standards as far as food and the quality of service, MSC is actually keeping the prices the same, but they're trying to elevate that standard of service. Shakira said, "Thanks, I needed this for 2026." I hope you get plenty of information. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them. Phil D's Travel Spree. Hey fam, thanks for being here.
Thank you for being members.
Will G said, "Good afternoon, all. We'll be on the World America in 11 days, y'all. 11 days. That's crazy. World America is coming. So let's find out a little bit more so maybe we can be a little bit prepared when it gets here. So what is MSC known for? It's known for its sleek exteriors. Their exteriors are definitely different than most cruise lines, especially the newer ships. They seem to look a little different on the water, a little more elevated on the water. Of course, their interiors, everybody knows about those glittery staircases on the ships, and most of them, I'm not even going to say the word because y'all already know I'm country and I can't say everything, but the crystal staircases. And then your cabins, the look of the cabins, the feel of the cabins, and what that will be like when you go on your cruise. All right, so MSC, if you did not know, offered 3 different experiences. So based on your budget and based on how your cruising style, you can pick different experiences. So the first experience we're going to talk about is the Bella experience. And when I first started cruising MSC, I didn't really understand what each experience offered. I really just thought, hey, we're going to get this because it's a good price, or we're going to get this because, it looks good and it's budget friendly. But depending on your cruising style really determines which experience that would make sense for you. So let's start with the Bella experience. So with the Bella experience, you're going to get more of a budget friendly and economical rate. You're going to get the modern ship elegant staterooms, and your staterooms will be assigned for you by MSC. You'll get of course, the buffet that's also included as far in the dining, your Broadway style shows and entertainment, the pools, the gyms, the sports facilities, and your cruise. So you'll basically get your basic cruise experience, and then they'll assign a cabin for you. So just kind of be mindful of that when you're booking that experience. So what do you get when you book that Fantastica experience? So you'll get everything in the Bella experience, plus you'll get flexible dining. So you'll actually get more of a flexible dining experience. You'll get free continental breakfast, and your free delivery. Your stateroom selections will be a little bit more elevated. You'll get a little bit more of an extensive stateroom selection, and you can actually choose your own stateroom. Your dining priority, so you'll have priority dining and seating, and you'll get 24/7 room service with free delivery. And thank you. Bella is also non-refundable deposits. Thank you so much for that, Raquel. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then, of course, your ARIA experience. So ARIA, when I first got on the MSC ship, me and Brandon, if you go back and watch our first video, we was like, what? I didn't even know how to say it, first of all, but ARIA, what is that? What does that even mean? We're like, well, we don't know, and we don't even know we're supposed to have access to it, and probably not, but we were able to gain access to it anyway. But what experience do you get with that? So that's basically your premium cruise package. So you're going to get everything in Bella and Fantastica, but you'll actually get priority embarkation and disembarkation. You'll get a welcome package. So you'll get Prosecco and chocolates, free time dining. So it's like your my time dining experience with a dedicated restaurant, access to the thermal area, an exclusive solarium, a relaxation amenities like your robe and slippers, and then you get a 10% discount on all your spa treatments. So those are the things that you can get, and those are the 3 different cruising levels when you cruise MSC. Once again, if you are new to MSC and you're not really familiar with those, when you're choosing your packages, please look into those and make sure that they actually fit what you are looking for. Okay. And then, let's talk about your dining. Now, I'm going to tell you the food. First of all, hey, So Jess, thank you for being here. And also thank you, Raquel, for chiming in and helping me out with those. I appreciate those as well. So your embarkation experience is going to be a little bit different. Your dining experience, not embarkation. Your dining experience is going to be a little bit different. We did not understand. My whole thing was when we first got on MSC was the presentation of the food was amazing. I love the way that they presented their food. It looked absolutely amazing. But then when you sit down and get into it, if you're not so much of it's not like an Americanized buffet. You're going to get more maybe fresher foods, and the food is going to taste just a tiny bit different. So just kind of be aware of that. Also, cultural differences. Cultural differences, okay? The cultural differences they're going to show up, and they might show up as far as the people. It might show up as the staff. It might even show up as the food. So just be aware of that. Once again, I don't want to keep going back to our first experience, but we didn't have a great first experience because we didn't really understand the dynamic of the cultural difference of MSC versus other cruise lines. So for us, we were expecting a different level of service that maybe they were not prepared to share with us. And then we took a break. We were like, we're never cruising them again. Then we actually tried them again. It was a completely different experience because I think maybe we lowered our expectations of what we were going to receive as far as MSC. So you'll definitely have a different cultural and culinary experience when you cruise MSC. The first thing you're going to understand is the buffet is not going to be the same. The dining times are not going to be the same. You may feel like you're going to go in and you're going to have your own table, and that may be true. You may have your own table, but I'm not going to say your neighbor is not going to be sitting right here next to you and involved into your conversation. Yes?
Correct.
Okay. And then also, the food has come a long way. I will say from our first sailing to our second sailing, the food has come a very long way. So just be aware that if your palate is not a very extensive palate, or you are someone who is not as adventurous, and me, myself, I find myself as an adventurous eater, but Brandon, not so much. And he still kind of had a hard time on the second sailing, but to me, the food was very much different. I think they are learning and they are understanding what we look for here in the American market. And I think that is going to show in the World America when that debuts. So just kind of be aware of when you're booking and kind of what experience you're going to get, because you're also going to get a different experience depending on the type of experience you book as well. So different dining experiences. I don't want to go on it too long because I have not had such great dining experiences on MSC. They have been better, but I have not had so much of a great dining experience as other. The Keisha Hustle. Hey Keisha, how are you? We appreciate you being here. Said, I love these lunchtime chats. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And then and Keisha, I think is new here. I've never seen that name before. So thanks for dropping in. Cultural differences for sure with guests. The WA Facebook group for the end of the month cruise is definitely international. It's a different experience all in its own. So, like I said, you just have to be prepared, just knowing that, especially if you are a first-time cruiser, me personally, I don't know if I would say for a first-time cruiser, especially if they're not a part of a group, I don't know that I would put them on a MSC ship for their first cruise. It definitely would not be my first choice because it can either be hit or miss, but if it is hit or if it's a miss, then it'll probably deter them from cruising again, because they would probably expect that this is how cruises are. So I don't know if I would suggest this as a first-time cruise. Shyrose, sorry, thank you for that comment, Shyro. Charlene Phelps, hey, from Indianapolis, Indiana. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right, so let's talk about the Yacht Club experience. So the Yacht Club experience. Haven't been there yet, but hope to see it soon. Keisha said, I live with cultural differences. Looking forward to experience it on a MSC, on a cruise ship. You know what? And I'm down for it. It's just also, like I said, you need to kind of be prepared and have an open mind. And a lot of people, it's hard for them to understand, especially if they're seasoned cruisers and they're cruising different cruise lines that they never cruised before. It's kind of hard to understand. And I'm not going to lie, like I said before, I was one of those people because I expected, because I got a certain thing from one cruise line, I should get it from another, and they all don't. All cruise lines are made separate. They may not be made equal, but they're definitely made separate. So just understand that your experiences are going to be a tad bit different. All right, so with the Yacht Club, you're getting a ship within a ship concept. It is more of a private and exclusive experience. So just kind of be aware that if you're ever blessed enough to even have the Yacht Club experience, hopefully we will be one day, that is going to be a completely elevated experience. And like I said, ship within a ship concept. They do have 24-hour butler service. So that is something definitely you want to strive towards. They have private venues such as restaurants, lounges, and pools, and then priority everything. So no lines, no waiting. If you need something, you basically call the butler service and they can bring it to your door. So it's definitely a completely different experience. Keisha, Shiro said, Keisha, it can be an enlightening experience. First MSC cruise, I sat beside French Canadians, love the accent. On the go, Yola said, all cruise lines are not created equal, and you will definitely get different experiences. Exactly. MH family, I'm assuming it's Raquel. It's definitely enlightening. I enjoy the cultural differences. And that's kind of what it's all about too, is just kind of exploring those differences. And when you're on a cruise ship, that's something you want to just understand, that you're going to learn. And that's definitely for me. I want to feel those different experiences and learn about different cultures. Even when we do like excursions and stuff like that, I want to learn those things. So for me, that is something that I definitely look forward to.
I know when I first experienced it, and this wasn't the case. In hindsight, it was just differences. But once you get on the ship and you experience for the first time, you don't know any better. It feels racist.
It felt that way.
It felt racist. We're not calling MSC a racist cruise line. They're not. It's just they have a different way of doing things. But when we first got on the ship, we definitely thought it was racism.
And some of it did feel that way, but some of it felt like like we said, it felt that way. But once again, once we go back and re-examine it, and there were experiences that we felt that were not that did lean that way. And I'm not taking away from what we went through, and I'm not backtracking. I don't think either of us are backtracking on what we experienced, but also after sailing them a second time, we do realize some of that was just the culture of the cruise line. So say for instance, when we were in line and trying to get a drink, they were more likely to serve Brandon before they would serve me. And I don't know if it was because it was a man thing versus a woman thing. I don't know. And I'm not 100% sure, but that's the experience that we had. He was more likely to get the attention of someone when he needed something before I would. And Brandon would have to divert them back to me because I was the one actually in need. So it was a jarring experience. It was something that we weren't 100% sure on if we even wanted to experience again. And even depending on where you're cruising from, we have some of our friends who cruise them, faithfully, like Raquel from MH Family Adventures and Peter from My Cruising Family. And they have not had the experience we had. But at the same time, Peter's cruise from Dubai. She's cruised from South America. And Raquel has cruised them many, many times. And they may have found some experiences that we did not find, but at the same time, it's definitely a different feel. And maybe it's been a touch of it, but not to the extent that we felt it. So it does feel weird.
And also may have been ship specific.
Yeah.
Too. So,
yes.
Yeah.
And that's weird to say too, because it's like they're all the same cruise line, but to say it's ship specific. But then again, we got on the seaside, seaside, right? But we heard many people say they had the same experience on the seaside, but then when we did Magnifica, we didn't feel any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
We were waiting for it, and
it never. Yeah. Well, thank goodness we never felt it. Shiro said Europeans have different social norms. Line breaking is acceptable.
Yeah, because I know Kiki just had an experience. I won't speak for her, but she had an experience with the habitual line breaking.
Yes. And Raquel, and no understanding of personal space. Right. Like the personal space thing is an issue. Line breaking, not minding your business. It's a lot of things that we're just like, we wouldn't do that. Because first of all, my first thing was like, I just wasn't raised that way. Like it's that Southern politeness and the thing that your grandma is telling you. And some people just like, that ain't what we do here. If we want something, we're going to reach over you and get it. I don't care about your feelings. And it ain't personal. It's just what it is.
But then you also have to hold in that inner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? How do you manage the what's good response? Because what you doing, sir? Raquel says, Seaside was my worst MSC experience. All of the other 8 ships I've been on have been pretty good. Seaside got some work to do.
Yeah.
It really does have some work. It's a beautiful ship. It is a gorgeous ship, but the staff, I don't know, the crew, it's something. On the Go Yellow said, at least ask if you can get something. No, don't care. Do not care. So that's one thing that we did learn, and you kind of got to have tough skin, and then also give it back. Give it back. The line breaking and the personal space drove me insane, but I do get that it is a cultural difference. Don't mean I gotta like it.
Yeah, if you want Kiki's personal experience, go join their membership.
Absolutely.
And hear her personal experience. But it was her experience was egregious.
Because it almost kind of gave us like flashbacks of just hearing her talk about her experience. So definitely go join Team Reese's membership so you can get that, because you don't want to miss what she had to say. It was very, and it was very well delivered. I like the way that she delivered it too. Yeah, so good for you, fam.
Better than me.
Yeah, because we wouldn't have gave it the same way. Keisha said, right, don't mean I gotta like it. That's right. You don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. And sometimes you just got to give people back what they gave you. So, all right. So what is the Yacht Club experiences? So Yacht Club has so many different levels of suites, but let's start with the first one, the owner suite. So you get a spacious living area, a walk-in closet, large balconies with a private whirlpool, and a panoramic glass wall, which is amazing. One day, I'm just going to cross my fingers. The Royal Suite, every Royal Suite has a separate living area and all the comforts that you would expect from a first-class accommodation. The living room. Y'all, just look at these suites, y'all. The duplex suite, these 2-deck suites offer a separate living space with a double sofa bed, walk-in closets, and a balcony with a private whirlpool. Then you have the executive and family suites, and they offer, they're kind of family friendly for the children, and they also come with separate sitting and living areas. The deluxe suite, and they have their own personal balconies and first class accommodations. And then the interior suites is something on the newer ship, so you're going to find that within the newer Yacht Club experiences. All right, and let's see here. Hey, Epic Games TV. Hey, well, thank you for being here, fam. We miss you being around, so we appreciate you joining us. So just said, we have a Mediterranean couple that runs a restaurant in our office building. You can definitely see the difference in the level of respect between men and women. It's different. It is definitely different. Heavy on the give back what they gave you. Yes. I mean, because if that's their norm, you ain't offending them. Epic Games TV, I want the one with the piano. The suite with the piano. Nice. Shakira said, oh Lord, my husband is going to have something. And that may not be necessary, but let's just prepare ourselves, okay? Let's just prepare ourselves, Shakira. It may not be that way, but we're going to prepare ourselves. Wouldn't leave this week, room service all week. Right. Hey, what's going on, G? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you dropping in. Yeet. Yeah, the Thursday 4 p.m. just wasn't connected. I understand, fam. We appreciate you being here. And we're happy to see you. So the family-friendly experiences, and I think more of Raquel and Team Reese, if you guys want to pop in the chat and just, kind of give your experience for these as well, because I know the kid experiences are a little bit different on MSC. So you do have different levels of experiences as far as the kids close concerned. They do start with the baby area, the kids area, and the teen area. Another thing that I wanted to kind of talk about, and this is kind of stuff that is all over different cruise lines. So this is something that you'll find on most cruise lines that have a family environment. You're going to find these kids and teen area. I don't have experience with those on the cruise ship. So like I said, Team Reese or MH family, if you want to drop in the chat some of your experiences, you're more than welcome to. But the other thing that I found interesting was that their gaming area is kind of different. So when you go into the area, I know Raquel has said, and Kiki, wait until you get on the ship to buy that card. So because you actually save more money by buying it on the ship. So there is a card where you can do like their VR experience, the race car experience. You can bowl. Just different ship offer different things. I know some of them have like kind of an arcade feature, and you can use those. on the ship. But from the experience that the other two that I mentioned before have had, like I said, they're saying wait until you get on the ship to buy those cards because it actually saves you money. Let's see here. On the Go Yellow said, note to self, pack your patience. Absolutely. Absolutely. He said, okay, I see that getting my husband on an MSC cruise with a Yacht Club experience will have his foreign-born bougie self feeling right at home. Well, listen, if that's how you got to get him up there, get him up there. MSC, I think, also partnered with Lego. Yes, they did. We when we first got on the seaside, we did see a whole play area that was Lego sponsored. So yes, they did. Thanks for that, fam. So this is what I'm talking about, the Fun Pass. So they're saying that you can save up to 20% if you buy it in person versus online. You get a greater value if you buy on the ship, is what I understand. So look into the Fun Pass is definitely something that you would want to look forward to if you are on a MSC ship. All right, so the Voyagers Club. Let's talk about the Voyagers Club. So first and foremost, this is their loyalty program. So I will say, if you're going to sell on MSC, go ahead and sign up for it. Any of these cruise lines that have loyalty clubs, sign up for them. It's not going to cost you anything. But with MSC, one thing I will say is it does save you. So if you book a MSC cruise up to, I think it's 12 months in advance, you actually get a 5% discount on your booking. So let's think about that. You're automatically saving 5% on your booking. Team Reese says, RJ and I both love the gaming area. Definitely budget for a Fun Pass. They are worth it because you can get extra free play when you buy on board. And the VR, XD theater, and simulators are so fun. Thanks for that, fam. I appreciate that. Brandon did the simulator, actually. You want to talk about your simulator experience?
It was not easy. It was fun, but it was a little hard to control. You did have to, I forgot how much it was, but it was like kind of a waiting period for like 30 minutes because it's basically a wait list. So you just have to wait for your name. I think my time was 30 minutes, and it's about maybe 5 to 7 minutes on the Formula One car. It's just a kind of a VR thing, and it was fun, but it was a little hard to control.
So, and also be aware, you kind of get in it like a race car.
Yes.
So it is low to the ground. And then also once you get in, then they put the steering wheel on, and then they have to take the steering wheel off before you get out of it. So, but Brandon enjoyed the experience. That's one of the things he did enjoy on the seaside. Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And like Kiki said, wait until you get on the ship, buy that game card because you get that extra, and the bonus does help out. So thanks for that, fam. I appreciate it. So the benefits for joining the Voyagers Club is you get you will save 5% on your cruises. So you definitely want to look into that. They actually have different levels. So you start with your classic, your silver, gold, diamond, and then blue diamond level. So each level comes with different perks. And then you also get to enjoy points with each cruise. So just remember that you'll actually save money. The earlier you book, the more you'll save. So just think about that. Epic Games said, I'll be on the Quantum of the Seas in 28 days. We brought prepaid for $100 arcade card. Do they do the ticket system for prizes also, or is that a royal thing only? I didn't have that much experience with it, but I don't remember there being a ticket system. But we didn't kind of stay in there. So somebody else, MSC.
Oh, MSC.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember.
Yeah, we don't remember. So if anybody else does, please drop in the chat and answer that question. Thank you for the question. All right, so they do also have a status match program. So if you are a member of any other cruise line or hotel or any other program that is mostly hotels and cruise lines, and there is a complete list of it. If you're looking for it, let me know and I can direct you to it. Basically, they will status match, so you can get things like photo discounts, Wi-Fi discounts, spas, complimentary gifts, and then you can get additional savings based on that match. So be sure that with any cruise line that you're booking, that you try to do the status match. Oh, they'll do the tickets, but you'll need like 5,000 to get anything good. Oh, good gracious! So spend that money. All right. So the internet packages. So the internet packages are with any cruise line. Just be aware that, you know, if you buy them early, you usually tend to save the most money. So so it's definitely a perk 20% if you buy ahead of time. You can buy packages that are up to 1 to 4 devices, and it's a good way to stay connected. So they do have different packages, but their top 2 packages are the Browse Cruise package, and this is for the entire cruise. You get unlimited data from 1 to 4 devices, and some of these packages, just remember, it says 1 to 4 devices, but you probably have to pay additional depending on how many devices you add. So this gives you web browsing, email, and messaging apps, and it's just for guests who want to check their emails and surf the internet. Then you have the Browse and Stream app, which you get all of the above features, and then plus you can stream content. So you can actually stream YouTube lives. So keep that in mind. So your digital experience, how do you stay connected when you're on an MSC ship? So first and foremost is download your MSC for Me app. That is going to give you access to not only the ship experience, but you'll also be able to check in to your cruise beforehand with this app. So make sure you download that. And then also, one thing we noticed is once you jump on the ship, they'll give you one of these. I had the bracelet. I wanted to show you guys a bracelet, but of course I can't find it. So this will be outside your cabin door. So when you get on the ship, just understand, they will tell you, hey, you can go to your cabin. Go to your cabin, drop your stuff off, and leave. Don't hang around, okay? Because your cabin is probably not going to be done and ready to occupy before that 1:30, 2 o'clock time. So just be aware. Your ship card will be outside of your cabin. It'll be in an envelope like this. It says your cruise card, and it'll be there with your cabin number right here in the corner. Okay, so you'll grab this, you'll go in, drop your stuff off, and leave. Okay, this is one way of accessing your cabin. That'll be your ship card. I don't have the actual card in here, but this is what it looks like. Okay, sorry, the angle is weird. Yep, there we go. So that's what your card will look like. Also, they have a bracelet. So it's a bracelet in this same color. Okay, and it's a tap. Now they'll say you can use it for your room and to pay for things. And it's just a really simple medallion style bracelet, and it's waterproof. I will say this, even we brought them the first cruise, I don't think we will buy them again, because even though you can pay for stuff with them, 9 times out of 10, people still ask for our card anyway. So to us, it wasn't worth the money spending because they still turn around and ask for our card, even after we tapped. So just be mindful of that. Yes, they seem convenient, but unless they made some upgrade or advancement of how those taps work, I wouldn't waste the money on them. And they're not expensive. I think we got like 2 for $12, but it doesn't do everything that you would need it to do. All right, so the beverage packages. So let's talk about the beverage package. So first things first, we have the Easy Plus package. Now, from what I understand, the Easy Plus package, if you brought a sailing after December 18th of last year, that package is no more. The Easy package and the Easy Plus package. So if you brought it before then, they'll still honor it. But after that point, they do not exist. So those packages they did away with. So the Easy package is about $35 per person per day. And then there's a premium package that's about $62 per person per day, just depending on the sailing, if they have a sale or whatever the situation is. This is just a roundabout amount. The Premium Plus is $79 per package per person per day. And then you have your non-alcoholic package, which would be about $25 per person per day. So just keep those in mind, but they do offer drink package. And also, from what I understand, I cannot remember because I don't even think we even tried. You can't take any kind of beverages on an MSC cruise. If you can, someone please correct me, but I don't think you can bring wine or soda.
You can't. I remember us specifically having this conversation.
Yes. Yeah, you cannot. Okay. Thank you. All right, so let's get into her. We're going to talk about the World America.
An MSC cruise isn't just a vacation, it's a holiday full of European style
and all the things Americans love too. Come on, Bloom, I need some buffalo wings. Stat.
There are a ton of football matches.
Games, football games. Woo!
Vorrei rigatoni alla matriciana, per favore.
Oh, signora.
What he said.
That is a big hat.
It's American. Of course it's big.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
No.
She just wants to dance.
You ready for some adrenaline, Bloom?
I was born ready. How high is that?
So high. Holiday! Was that good?
Dinner jacket.
Dinner t-shirt.
Privacy.
Privacy.
Architecture.
Sharkitecture.
Dude, there's a line.
Gelato.
Froyo.
Football.
Football.
Schedule.
Okay, now you're just doing it on purpose.
What a vacation.
Don't you mean holiday?
My bad.
We should stop now.
Yeah.
So at this, MSC is kind of even poking fun at themselves. We're talking about the Italian brand versus them Americanizing their cruise line. So if you did not know, Drew Barrymore is the godmother of the MSC World America. So that's kind of them playing off the Orlando Bloom, Drew Barrymore, American versus Italian style experience. So you'll kind of see that within the commercial. And that was a Super Bowl commercial for this year. M&T Living, hello, how are you guys? Thank you for being here. So hold on one second because I got to refresh that. So just keep that in mind. So Team Rich Travel said, yeah, we will see how Royal works. Maybe MSC on our next, we have no loyalty to a cruise line. We're the same way. No loyalty to a cruise line. So, but we're all about learning about new cruise lines, right? Phil and DC, I've heard a couple of people bringing on wine from one of their port stops. So that may be a way of getting around it if they'll let you bring wine on from a port stop. But I have not had that experience. I know, like I said, we kind of researched it, and from what we found, they would not allow it. But thank you for being here, Phil and appreciate it. All right, so the World America. So the World America is going to be the newest ship, 11 days, right? So apparently this ship is going to be 215,000 gross tons. It's going to have 22,000 decks. It'll be out in 11 days for the inaugural sailing. And then it's going to hold over 6,700 passengers. So that's a good one. And I can't wait to see some of the experiences that people are going to be having on this inaugural sailing. M&T, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. So we're also going to have 7 different districts and themed neighborhoods on this ship. There's going to be an aqua park complex, and then there's going to be a family focus area. So those are just some of the small features of this ship. And then let's also get into Ocean Cay. So let me go ahead and tell you, if MSC don't have nothing on another cruise line, this Ocean Cay, I think they got that part right. The reason why I like it so much is because of the overnights there. And you want to chime in on the overnight experience at MSC. The overnight experience, I think they got that right. And oh Jesus, I'm gonna let Brandon chime in on that just a second.
Yeah. So that being, because that's the only overnight we've ever done. So we don't really have much to compare it off of. But if all cruise lines did overnights, I'll be extremely happy. But the Ocean Cay overnight is cool because one, it's hot there. It is really, really, really hot. So it gives you the flexibility of going out later in the day if you want to, and just kind of taking your time. Now, obviously, the later in the day, the less things that are going on. But if you just want to explore the island, you're able to do that. And then, getting to be able to see the light show and just partying on the beach, that is extremely cool. Now, don't go too far.
They ain't let you go in the water.
You can't go in the water at night because, sharks. Yeah. So, but overall, I enjoyed the overnight experience. I wish cruise lines would do more of it. And it just makes me excited. I love the overnights there. Yeah.
So even though they do have like the 8 beaches, which is one thing, and we actually got into the water. It had nothing to do with MSC, our experience at the beach, but we actually got into the water. The water was relaxing and cooling. Hey, Kevin, how are you?
Hey,
Thank
Kevin.
you for being here. We're doing well. We actually enjoyed it. One thing I will say is that, and I know that this is a it's a marine preserve, so they're trying to actually grow natural vegetation and all that stuff. There's not a lot of shade, so you do need to be careful of that on the Ocean Cay Marine Preserve. And you do probably, I would suggest renting an umbrella if you're going to do a beach day. The food is there, but there are also little food stands that open up around, like little small food trucks that open up around the island where you can just get a hot dog and hamburger, or you can get some seafood or something like that. So be aware of that. You don't have to just go to the buffet on the island. There are water activities. There is snorkeling. You can rent floaties and all that good stuff. And all of that stuff is good during the daytime, but the overnight and, like he said, the beach party, the lighthouse is amazing. I think the first time we actually saw the lighthouse, it was from Phil and D. They did an overnight there and they showed the lighthouse. I really enjoyed that experience. And I think if I can cruise MSC and get that experience every single time, I would actually.
It's almost every itinerary now. We're looking to see if MSC has an overnight there. Now, again, it's not necessarily a lot to do there. There's some stuff to do there. But I just enjoy being somewhere apart overnight with the ability to get
on and off as you please,
kind of as I please.
Yeah. And just like I said, that night beach, just every single time it does it. Let's see. Shiro said my overnight was great, and I'm glad it's not a big amusement park. More relaxation if that's what you're looking for. Exactly, yeah. And it's not a Cocoa Key, right? It's not that. It's not. You are going to get that relaxing feeling. They are keeping the marine preserve in aspect. So just understand that you're definitely going to get more of that laid back, relaxed, as elevated as you want experience, or just a plain old beach day experience if that's what you're looking for.
And go to the lighthouse.
Go to the lighthouse.
You can have a drink at the lighthouse.
Now, if you can get to it.
The service is a little slow,
yeah,
but it's a good experience for because they have seating in and around the lighthouse. So you can just go have a drink. Again, the service is slow, but
also is one of the cooler spots because it is the most shaded spot. So it's probably going to be crowded. G-Fox said the Aria experience was nice. I want to do Yacht Club next. Yacht Club is on the list. It is on the list. All right, fam. We got about 10 minutes left. So if you have any questions, go ahead and drop them and we'll try to answer them the best we can. So what destinations do MSC sell to? So we're going to get in Caribbean, you're going to get Eastern Caribbean, Western, Southern, and the Bahamas. So the Eastern, you're going to get St. Thomas, San Juan, Ocean Cay. Western, you're going to get Cozumel, Costa Maya, Roatan. Southern, you're going to get Aruba, Curacao, and St. Lucia. And the Bahamas, of course, you're going to get Nassau, Ocean Cay, and Ocean Cay MSC Marine Preserve. And then you also have your Mediterranean sailing. So you'll get your Western Mediterranean, which will give you Italy, France, Spain, and Malta. Your Eastern Mediterranean, which will give you Greece, Croatia, Turkey, and Italy. The Holy Land experience, which I wouldn't mind trying that. Israel, Cyprus, Greece, and Italy. And then they have year-round sailing. So definitely look for those. If you want to book a Royal Cruise, let me know. I got you. And then first-timer tips. What would you suggest for first-timers? First time MSC Cruisers. I don't know about first time cruisers. Once again, I don't know if this would be the cruise line that I will stick to, but early booking. So early booking is going to give you your best price. Remember, because we want to book that with that Voyager Club discounts. Make sure you have all your documentations in order. Remember, if you have a passport, make sure it's valid. Okay, 6 months is not valid anymore. Pre-purchase any extras that you may need to get that up to 20% savings before you book. And then try to arrive early. This will save you stress. With any cruise, if you can get there early, make sure you get there early, okay? And if you are ready to cruise with MSC, once again, I wish it showed more of that, but it doesn't. You guys know how to reach me. Our email address is scrolling down at the bottom. I know this says Disney, but the email address is scrolling down at the bottom. parkersonthego16@gmail.com. And we are going to give $50 onboard credit for anybody who books at MSC sailing with us within this 7 business days. So if you book with us by next Monday, you can get $50 of onboard credit in addition to whatever booking you have. So I will be happy to get you booked. Hey, Together We Travel. Hello. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Anything that I missed or anything that you experienced on MSC and you just want to share with the group, share it with the group. We will be more than glad to listen. Hey, Kevin, thanks for jumping in again. I like Kevin. Kevin jumps in on all his platforms. Thanks. We appreciate you.
So we'll just talk about like the experiences that we had that were so irritating to us. And you can go back and watch the videos, but just to kind of give a summary. So when we first got there, I was holding the camera. So Siobhan gave my ship card to the security guy. And when he wouldn't give it back to her. He just looked at her and just gave the card to me. So that's some of the men-women dynamic. When we went to the buffet and we had a drink package, we just wanted a soda, but nobody would stop and ask, if you wanted something to drink. But there was people all around us getting serviced. There was a water cart that came through. We never was asked, did we want any water? So when we got to the cabin, the remote was missing. And the attendant was like, let me say, did you look for it? Yeah, so that was just in the first day of the cruise. Yeah. So that's why we kind of got our opinions colored early with MSC because of those experiences.
Yeah. So once again, I know we talked about it heavily, and I think it's something that's important because, like we said, this is a Mediterranean cruise line, and we just want to reiterate that, there are going to be cultural differences. Try to keep an open mind. Hey, Kelly, how are you? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you dropping in. Just kind of keep an open mind. Like we said, there are going to be cultural differences. You are going to experience things that you may not experience on a Carnival or a Royal. And that MSC is newer to the United States. They are trying to break ground. The World America is going to tell the difference. And I think things are going to start changing. I hope things are going to start changing for MSC and the experiences that you have on board with them. But just remember, like we said, pack your patience, have an open mind. just realize that there are a lot of different nationalities that cruise this particular cruise line, and that the cultural differences are definitely not going to be the same as an American cruise line. The World America is supposed to be targeted specifically towards the American cruiser. So just be mindful that that's the experience, hopefully, that you're going to get if this is a cruise line that you're going to sell on very soon, or if this is a ship you're going to sell on soon.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Also, the deck party, like the mega deck party that cruise lines have on cruise, it was primarily, I want to say 95% Latin music.
Yes. Yeah.
On the first sailing.
Yeah. So, and that was on our second sailing too. It was the same. Yeah. It was the same exact way. The white party. So just like I said, just be prepared. It may not be for everybody. It may not even be the cruise line for you. But again, one person's experience is not going to be the next. It took a lot of people saying, try them again before we made a decision. And we found out it was different for us the second go around. That does not mean it's going to be the same every single time. So just prepare yourself and understand that with any cruise line, with any cruise, one bad experience does not make it. But if they're just not a cruise line for you, they're not for you. And that's kind of the purpose of having these discussions, right? So we can understand what is a good fit for you and what's not.
I feel like you have to try them at least twice to get a good feel for it. Because I know us, we're saying, well, we had one bad, one good. Right. So it's like, well, trying to best 2 out of 3, right?
Right.
We would definitely try them one more time. Hopefully we get the same experience as last time and we can kind of move forward with them. But at least sell them twice so you can get 2 different perspectives. And I would really suggest 2 different ships.
2 different ships, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and before we go today, I do also want to say, if you have a cruise line or a particular ship that you would like me to do one of these on, remember, I'm doing a breakdown of these particular ships, cruise lines, and what experience they have to offer. Please let us know, and I will do that for you. Our ship to shores are usually Monday at noon, so this is be a nice lunchtime break for anybody who goes to lunch at noon. And yeah, I think it's definitely, people are enjoying them, and I'm getting good feedback, so I'm gonna keep doing it as long as you guys want. Kelly said, I went with Mass, and I think that is why I enjoyed it. However, I don't think that I will go on another MSC ship. And yes, they play Latin music very heavy in the club. Yeah. And that's the thing. Anything that you do in a group is going to be amazing, or it's going to be a good time, or you're going to enjoy it a little bit more because you're around people that you have things in common with that's like-minded. If you don't feel like it's something you would do on your own, there's no point of wasting your money or your time doing it.
Yeah, because I think because Mass was right before the Celebrity Ascent. And then we met, it was at Terry CMC. Mm-hmm. They were like,
they were hungry.
They were hungry.
So,
they did not have a good food experience on that particular Mass sailing. So it's just, again, it's ships. I think it's very much ship specific as to the experience you're going to get.
Right. Epic Games said, I think music should fit the theme or area you're selling. You get you in the mood. You know what? And I agree, but also, cater to your dynamic too, as well. You kind of see the mood, cater to the mood of the ship.
Yeah.
I would say that. Cater to the mood of the ship. Don't just stick with one particular playlist. Yeah. You can kind of see where it's going. But yes, they were. I remember that. Yeah, everybody came off that ship hungry, from what I understand.
Because he was just consistently in the buffet with a bowl of macaroni and cheese.
Yeah. T. said those poor babies were starving when they got on the set. Listen, and that's probably why everybody felt like the food experience was so. Even if the food on Celebrity is good anyway, so we're not even going to downplay that. But I'm sure that made it just that much more elevated. Getting off of that sailing and then getting on this one and being like, wait, hold on.
Yeah, they were consistently in the buffet.
Yes.
On this.
So I did do a celebrity one a couple of weeks back. So if you guys want to check that out, feel free to go back and watch and comment under any of the Ship to Shore lives. I also streamed this on my channel. I'm Hey Miss Parker, and then also on Facebook as well. So if you guys are looking for it, we kind of have it everywhere. Like I said, if you have any particular ships that you would like me to do it on or cruise line, please let me know. This gives us a breakdown and some of the frequently asked questions about these cruise line and ships. Thank you for joining us. And I appreciate you guys being here. Scan the QR code if you are looking for a cruise is in the type top right hand corner. I hope I am saying that correctly. And until next time, Parker's out.